Good morning to all of you. Today I am going to bring you the deplorable plights of J&K state OBCs. The costs or building blocks of the Hindu social structure, one placed above the other. The lowest placed Shudra had no hope other than death to improve the condition under the Chaturvarna, the Hindu hierarchical order which has penetrated quite vigorously even the other religions to whom the practice of caste should be replaced with caste in other backward classes. Its erstwhile Shudra who today other backward classes, everyone in the country has a caste. Backward classes were the caste nearly 7,000 in number, including the then untouchable and backward tribes, know the SC and ST respectively, who were not even included in the Hindu fold. They have not been given reservation under constitutional provisions. The rest of the backward classes have been termed and other backward classes OBCs who are socially and educationally backward due to historical reasons behind their control. According to Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, OBCs are the caste who have for centuries been treated cruelly, have had no look into the administration, deliverance of justice, and were discriminated against under pernicious law of religion. The caste system that governed the society, the thoroughness which caste based discrimination was propagated and practiced, may be judged before fact that even in matters of the dress, the lower caste were forbidden to emulate their superiors. Wearing of Jinau marked the dividing line between the caste Hindu and the Shudras. Efforts by some low caste to wear Jinus met with violent resistance by the upper caste, who only were legally authorized to wear it. The award of punishment and levy of taxes were closely related to one's caste. Kautilya prescribes variable severity of punishment and rate of interest based on one's caste. Lower the caste, severe the punishment, and high the rate of tax or interest, and vice versa. In a Ramayana, Tulsidas states, vulnerable a Brahman even if devoid of all virtues, but not a Shudra even if packed with virtue and knowledge. Rishi Shambhu and Eklavya had to sacrifice at their altar of caste, and but a few examples of the trinity of caste discrimination. The outcome of the ritual ranking of caste has been to create a deep-rooted vested interest to enable the higher caste to exploit the lower ones through the institutional framework of social organization. It has provided the children of India into numerous groups called caste, one placed permanently and firmly above the other. For caste were signed low, menial, professional merely on the basis of birth, the social rank, and their respective duties. Their respective duties believed to be ordained by God or humanity were intended to remain fixed and immutable like the limbs of the human body which have to remain fixed and cannot change their place of functions. The grip of caste is firmly in place and had not been allowed to chosen by the vested interest who have enjoyed 100% reservation based on the caste before enforcement of the constitution in all the field were the mention. If religion was ever used as opium of the masses, it was done in India, where a small priestly caste by a civil process of conditioning the thinking of a vast majority of people, today's OBC, hypnotized them for ages into accepting a role of severity and humanity. This is majority by by law forbidden the right to property and learning. They were forced to live under the human condition of divide of all hope and light for future. The cause severely controlled every aspect of an individual's life. It led to creation of a society in which there was no rank disequilibrium. In the words, lower caste were backward not only socially but educationally, politically and economically as well. They had no right to change. They have no right to change their occupation. The poverty of these castes stemmed from their social discrimination. They did not become socially backward because of their poverty, but their poverty was a result of their social backwardness. Social hierarchy and economic position exhibit an indisputable mutuality. The lower of the caste, poorer the member, lower the caste in our society. Social position and economic power are so interwoven and fused into caste system that one may without hesitation say that if poverty be the cause, the caste is the primary index of backwardness, so that social caste in our society, social position and economic power are so interwoven and fused into caste system that one may without hesitation say that if poverty be the cause, the caste is the primary index of backwardness, so that social backwardness is often indefinable with reference to a person caste. So sadly and deep rooted is the caste in our society that it has cut across all barriers of a religion. The injustice, agony, iniquity inflicted on a majority lead to humiliation of the country through many centuries of slavery under the foreign rule, which even the strongest opposer and affirmative discrimination admit. The republic was founded with fourfold objective, securing for its citizens justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. Statesmen of highest order, the like of which country has not been since, belonging to field of law, politics, public life came together to fashion the instrument of change, the Constitution of India, prescribing the goal and methodology to achieve it. The Constituent Assembly, through elected on limited franchise, was yet representative of the all section of society from out of a bewaddling mass of religions, communities, castes, races, languages, belief and inequalities. They knew their country well and understand their society perfectly. They were aware of the historic injustice and inequality affecting their society and realized the imperative of redressal through the constitutional means as early as possible. The state OBC, in view of the positions explained in the preceding paragraphs, demand 5% reservation under Article 15 subsection 4 and 16 subsection 4 for their wards as implemented throughout the country. RBA and ALC may be provided due share under Article 16 subsection 1. This will not offend the 50% norms of the Supreme Court of India. The vast majority has not representation in the democratic institution of the state and are therefore voiceless and vulnerable to all sorts of injustice and due representation be provided to them in other houses of the legislature and also in the district development boards beside due reservation in local bodies as per latest Supreme Court of India decision, as well as create a sense of belonging among them, and in the process to strengthen the hands of the government. These steps will have a definite positive effect on curbing the present turmoil in the state by and large, in the valley in particular, as the world watches us keenly as a liberated and justice respecting nation. Jai Hind. धन्यवाद.